Hello everyone, and welcome to my first actual video on this channel of Athletics Daily. And what I'm going to do for the first channel is actually discuss some of my favourite spikes. They're not necessarily the best, but some of them are. But anyway, the first up is going to be the Nike Zoom Jar Fly. This is actually my current spikes I have now, and they are great for 100 to 400 meters, just because they have a great aggressive plate. Which is really good when you're attacking at the track, especially in the start. That's where you can really reap the benefits. They're also very light, and they have fly-wire technology, which is the strength and support which all Nike spikes now have. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, has the rigid, aggressive plate. That is something to mention. It is very rigid. So if you're looking for something to give in it, this isn't the spike for you. Has 8 spikes on it, so you can use that as you would, or how much you want to use of that. So yeah, I think the Nike Zoom Jar Fly is actually really good spikes. One of my personal favourites actually, also because I wear them now. But anyway, moving on, we have a big competitor to the Zoom Flies, which is actually the Superfly R4s. They're quite recent actually. They only came out, I think, last year, maybe not even that long ago. But they're for a power sprinter from about 60 meters to 200 meters. Just like the Jar Flies, they have the aggressive rigid plate, also a fly wire. I think these are a bit lighter and also not as rigid, I do believe. I haven't used these ones yet, but I'm pretty sure they're not as rigid. They can produce a lot of power. I mean a lot of power. Just the way that the spikes are designed, it keeps your foot down, meaning you can drive hard and fast, which is, that could be really beneficial if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so yeah, moving on to the next spike, we have the Adizero Prime accelerators. They're quite new, they're also very light, as all of the new Adidas spikes seem to be, which is just a current trend at the moment for Adidas. They're great for 60 meters to 200 meters. I won't go any more than that because they haven't got the support or give. Well, they have got the give, but they haven't got the support to carry on to like a 400, because they are just so light and not really, able for it, I guess. But they have Sprint Web, which is an Adidas make to keep the foot locked in place, so your foot doesn't rock around in the shoe, which is good because it keeps you comfortable, and also it means you can get more drive as you want to be sticking around. It does have the aggressive plate, which is helpful because that's what you really need in a sprinter's spikes. So now moving on, we have actually one of the personal favourites again, which has a bit of sentimental value. The Japan Lightning 4s. They're brilliant for 400 meter spikes. They're also very comfortable, and they look quite cool as well because they're quite unique. But I personally like them because I've got them signed by people like Liquid Christie, Colin Jackson, those sort of people. And that's why I kind of enjoy them. But anyway, back to the overall sort of thing. They don't have the aggressive plate, which is a bit annoying. But I guess they're mainly designed for 400 meters and over, really. So you don't really need them as much. But they work for what it's worth, and they are really good spikes. But even though they don't have the aggressive plate, they do have a great drive, which is always useful. And finally, the last spikes I'm going to review today is MaxCap 4s, which are great for anything from 200 up to 800. They have fly wire, as like I said, practically all Nike spikes now have them. They do have cushioning, which is why they are great for 800 meters, like 400 meters to 800 meters, which are the longer sprints. They don't have the aggressive plate, which is unfortunate. The sort of plate they do have it's kind of weird, really. It's like it's only rigid around the edge of the spike, which is quite useful, really. Like, as it means, it might help you out more because you don't really need the spikes in the middle when longer distances, as you're not powering as much down, so you don't need as many spikes, which is useful. So to conclude and have an overall feel of all the spikes, my personal favourite is the Zoom Jar Flies, and as far as the best sprint spikes go, I would have to say it's between the Super Flies and the Jar Flies, purely because they have got such a rigid, aggressive plate, which keeps your foot down, like in such a rigid place. It means you can really get the drive. The only bad thing about the Jar Flies, you can't get them in the UK at the moment. You have to ship them in over from America, which can be a bit of a hassle, but for what it's worth, they are brilliant shoes. And all the others, they're great shoes, don't get me wrong. As far as like the longer runs go, I would have to say the Max Cap 4s are the best for them. I'll probably do like longer distance spikes, but I'm not too sure about them because I'm more of a sprinter. But if you want me to do that, I will. But for now, this is Athletics Daily, and I'll see you guys again later.